Okay, so hopefully you can see the code fairly easily here. This is the code for ATX Chess, not AXT Chess. AXT is for the Game 101 playlist. This is for the actual program for the original version called ATX Chess. So going right into this real quick, and explaining what I have so far. Basically, I am doing a quick dry run kind of to show you like the basics of what I think how the mechanics or at least the general code for a kind of simplistic version of what the user interface will come to be. Now, for right now, I don't think if I run this, I don't think I'll actually get a user interface. I don't think I'll get a panel or a frame or anything like that. This isn't JGrasp, by the way. If you can't tell, you can just read the top line here. It says JGrasp CSD. Um, CSD actually, if I remember correctly, just means like, uh, actually, I don't think I know what CSD stands for, but that's fine. We'll go right into the code here. So, explaining the first section of these imports, these are so that we can create the JPanels with the corresponding layouts for them, and then apparently if you try and import java.awt box layout, it will not work. Okay, so that's there. Then you have your action event and action listener. This is just because the buttons in the center panel, which is where the actual game board is for ATX Chess, those require action listeners, and I realized from my previous attempts at the code base, I would create the changing button, abstract button kind of code where it's like this static local class, or just a local class in general. And now with what I'm thinking of doing for this new attempt, or fourth attempt, whatever you want to call it, is using an anonymous class, which is a type of local class in Java. Now, one thing I should note is if you Google it online, anonymous classes, the way I'm using it, is pretty much the same as you would use a local class. The difference is anonymous classes, just like I'm going to use here, are used as part of the expression or that one line of code essentially. So that way it's one-time use versus multi-use. If you make an object and you keep using that object, it's not a good idea to make it design it as part of an anonymous class declaration. But if it's only one use, then it's perfectly fine to do that. And that's what I'm doing here. So going into the main part of the code here, main panel, JPanels, get main panel, and so on. So these are just like helpful methods. You could call this, I took a Java class, they called this kind of design structure. It's not really a pattern. This is more of just a structure and a way to organize your code. Um, I think this would be considered a data definition class here. So main panel, and then it has all these methods inside it for like behavioral and all these kinds of aspects to it. So going right into the actual code that I have here, mpanel.layout or set layout, and then these new JPanels and all these things here. They're just like little worker methods, small single task uh, methods, black boxes as some call them. So the first method that I really need and use in here is set panel layout. So the set panel layout method here, I'm using it because it's strictly just setting the layout for me, and that's all it's doing. Um, and actually, before I forget, one thing I didn't do is give myself a constructor. So we will quickly just do public, what is this, main panel, hello, empty constructor, and we're just going to say mPanel is a new JPanel. Oh man, allergies. And of course I screwed that up, but that's fine. So new JPanel. Okay, we saved that, and this is saved on Windows, but when you save it in JGrasp, for some reason it likes to save under its own little thing. So we'll just compile it just to make sure. Notice how it says UTF-8 at the top. You can pause and see that. And then it didn't like some of the stuff I did here. JLabel, class JLabel, it doesn't like JLabel. Oh, because I didn't import it. One thing I don't like about this kind of coding, like Eclipse, but you're programming in JGrasp, is it's not really that nice to use. So I just do this to make everything easier. java.awt. Now, if you don't know what this is, you can Google it, but essentially I'm just saying import everything, let me use it all, be done with it. Compiling should be able to do something. This is interesting. Oh, it's because of the new grid layer.